And again, we're at the Glacier in Mount Pearl, St. John's, Newfoundland and Labrador, the host city for these 2018 ISBHF World Junior Ball Hockey Championships. Our second last game of the evening. This is in the under 18 division. We've got Canada to take on Italy. Canada in the red and white, of course, Italy. The blue, the white trim. There you see Team Canada. They defeated Switzerland this morning by a score of 6-2. Italy in their earlier game lost to the Czech Republic. So Canada 1-0, Italy 0-1. As we come into this game, right after the conclusion of this game, they will hold the official opening ceremonies for these championships. And then we will have our final game of the evening, under 20 matchup, Canada versus the United States. And expecting a big crowd on hand for that one this evening. Already a pretty good crowd on hand for this under 18 matchup. Starting goal for Canada, number 46, Daniel Allin. Twin Big Canoe played this morning for Canada. And in goal for Italy, it's number 45, Nicholas Garagano. Canada controlling it off the opening faceoff. Mara has it knocked off of his stick. Ladyman tried to backhand it in. He's stopped. Italy coming in. Drop pass to Mauti. Ball bouncing around. Again, kept in by Italy. Shot right on goal. And the first big save by Allin. Florchuk for Canada. Back to pick it up. Patricia kept in by Mercer. Sepchuk will get it in over the blue line. Up ahead looking for Ospachuk. That failed connect. In behind everybody was Nicholas Mauti for Italy, but they couldn't get him the ball, and then it's put out of play over into the Italian bench. Game a little bit late starting because of the delay in our previous game caused by the lights going out here at the Glacier. About a 15-20 minute delay in our previous game, so we're about 15 minutes behind starting this one. Nielsen drops it off to Robinson. Robinson, a shot over the top of the goal. Kept in over the far side by Nielsen. That shot scores! From the point, snap towards goal. Ajat Sahara found its way to the back of the net. Once again, said it before, I'll probably say it a few more times. Get the ball on net, good things can happen. It was one of Canada's problems this morning in the game against Switzerland. After a slow start, they were controlling the play, just weren't getting enough shots on net. Eventually they did get going and win it 6-2, but that game was 3-2 Canada early in the third period. Before Canada really got going and rang up 3 straight in the third, but a little quicker start here in this one. They lead it 1-0. Just over 6 minutes into the first period. Let's correct that. Only 15-minute period. It's only a minute into the first period. dumped in. On it quickly. Butler. Italy trying to play it back. Comes out over the red line. So Italy will have to try and gain the zone again. Canada steals it at center. Italy steals it right back. Right down below us. Finally, Canada comes away with it. Richards. Around the far side, taken by Rosa. Rosa for Italy. Stopped over there by Kennett. Canadian player goes down. That was Kennett. Delayed penalty coming up to Italy. It'll be for tripping. Canada maintains possession. In over the blue line, that'll be offside. So they tried to dump it in once. Kennett stepped in over the blue line. The ball came back out and then brought back in before Kennett could clear the zone. So the whistle goes and Canada will go on the power play. Leading at 1-0. 2:59 gone in the first period. Justin Romeo in the penalty box. Sahota. Florchuk, the captain for Team Canada, this under 18 squad. There's Florchuk, number 14. Sahota. Try and create a little bit of space. He and Florchuk will change. He'll throw it in front. Ball bouncing around and chance in front. Put wide. Great scoring chance for Ospachuk. Italy come up with it. Can't clear it out. Florchuk knocked it down, but away comes Selin. Florchuk's on him. Italy won a penalty, and the back referee will call it. The referee who was right there next to it did not call it. The referee out at the far blue line says high sticking. Brent Broders will go for Canada. Broders heading into the penalty box. So 4-on-4 right now. Each team with a player in the penalty box. 1:09 left to go in the penalty to Justin Romeo of Italy. Italy win the faceoff, put towards goal by Rosa. Went wide into the corner. Concerned a little bit that the humidity here in the building may be making the floor a little bit slippery. Saw players slip a little bit there. Very hot and humid St. John's today. Temperature up around 30 degrees Celsius. Not quite the central Canada temperatures that they've been having lately, up in the high 30s, but pretty humid. Good crowd in here, and it may get worse as the evening goes on. Rosa behind his own goal. Gives it to Shin Carroll. And Casey. And Casey flipping it out at center. Knocked down there by Marr. Marr brings it in over the blue line. Knocked off of his stick. Rosa does good work. Get away from Maltby. Rosa in over the blue line. Maltby staying with him. Rosa having a look around in front. The referee has called offsetting penalties. He's going to send one player from each team off as they were mixing it up in front of goaltender Daniel Allin. Brandon Lucchesi and Caden Marr. Lucchesi for Italy, Marr for Canada. Those will be offsetting. We'll stay 4-on-4. Just 1 second left to go in the Italian penalty. Now they are on the power play. 46 seconds. Scored! Oh, a save was made. Great chance. Thought for a second it got in. And then cleared. Big shot taken by Daniel Roki back at the blue line. Couldn't see it go in. It went by the reaction. They had scored, but stays out, stays 1-0, Team Canada. 30 seconds left to go in the penalty to Brent Broders of Canada. Canada win the faceoff. McIsaac able to keep it in, but can't get it down deep. Italy on the power play. They'll take their time, bring it up. Messina tried to dump it in, and that was knocked down at the blue line. He needs to get that up higher over all those players lined up at the blue line if it's going to be a dump in. Selin behind the goal. Canada has got it. Pringle turns, clears it the length of the floor. That'll do it. Broders back out and heads right to the bench. He's replaced, and we're back to even strength. Pringle couldn't knock it down. And again, penalty to Canada. Diaz will go. Referee had words for the Italian player who was complaining about the slash. Referee said, hey, I've got it. I'm going to call a penalty. We don't need any more. So Diaz will go. Penalty filled first period. For those used to watching perhaps Canadian Ball Hockey Association rules, stick infractions of 4-minute penalties, and that, but in the ISBHF, it's just the 2. So again, Italy on the power play. In front and cleared down the floor by Team Canada. Racing to get to it first is Mitchell. Mitchell trying to cut in front, had it taken away. Mitchell's got it back again. He'll try and kill some time down in the corner. Finally coming in to clear it away is Foti. Foti for Italy. Santino Foti. He'll shoot it in. Right on goal. Alain drops it. Thought about moving it, but too much pressure. He'll cover it up. Get a face-off in Team Canada's end. Still 8:08 to go in this first period. A lot of whistles, a lot of penalties here in the first. And slow moving. Good job by Messina to knock it down and hold it in, but then it's cleared away. Forchuk got his stick on it. A minute left to go in the power play for Italy. Messina dumps it in wide of the goal. Now they'll go into forecheck. Florchuk rather got to it first. Forchuk beat the forecheckers and cleared it down the floor. Dumped in, comes off the end boards, right out in front, trickles into Alain, and Alain will cover it up. Nowhere near the flow to this one that we had in that last game. What a tremendous game of ball hockey we had earlier. The United States and Slovakia. The United States winning it 4-1. This one punctuated by a series of whistles, face-offs. Play down the near corner. Patricia working hard, but Canada comes up with it. Bouncing ball goes right to Gargano. Time running out in this power play. That'll do it. Canada's got it. Still short-handed. Trying to break in. Holding it. Save is made by Gargano as he sprawled out. Richards tried to get it around to his forehand and get around the goaltender, but Gargano did a good job of staying with him. Then the net was dislodged. Penalty's over. So teams are at full strength. Off the board, not out. Wyatt, Cole Wyatt, plays it back. Shot comes in wide of the goal. It's tipped, and Gargano will take it off the inboards, cover it up. Isaac playing it in, hoping for a deflection. That shot by McIsaac went off a stick, up and out of play. The face-off will stay in the Italian end of the floor. McIsaac again able to hold it in. Ball comes here to the near boards. Jumping on it quickly is Italy. Paglia cleared down the floor. McIsaac back to get it. Round to Mullen. Shot by Sheen. Carroll gets in behind the goalkeeper. The referee is right there on the line as Allen turns, sees it, covers it. That shot got behind the Canadian goaltender, but didn't make its way over the line, and you could see the referee in absolutely perfect position to make that call. Again, the ball goes out of play. Another whistle. Still 6:07 to go in the first period. Taken back and around behind the goal. Lucas Pringle. Lifted high in the air. Broder's trying to get to it. Knocked down. Just cleared away by Italy. On it was Butler. Up ahead, Ospachuk. He stopped. Ball comes right back to him. Ospachuk trying to get it out in front. Ball still bouncing around. Roki got it off the boards. Pringle with a long shot. It bounces around, spinning, trying to knock it in, but the backhand was Ospachuk. He's got it in the corner. That shot goes wide. Rebound came out in front. Butler let go. A good, hard, low shot. Italy can't get it out. Broaders pass across. Ospachuk shot. Save made by Gargano. This time he'll cover the rebound. Both teams make wholesale changes. One more game to go in our webcast coverage this evening. Scheduled for 9 o'clock this evening. Canada versus the USA. Male under 20. Sahota being chased down by Romano. Trying to come away. Can't get it out over the blue line. Livingston holding it in for Italy. Now they'll bring it out. Diaz trying to get to it. Diaz has got it. Up ahead, Maltby. Maltby to the forehand. 5-hole scores. Great stick handling. Eric Maltby able to stay with it. What a great little move as he worked out in front, shot it between the pads of the goalkeeper Gargano, and it is 2-0 for Canada. Maltby and Sahota, the goal scorers. Picked off at center. Richards swinging wide. Richards working against Livingston. Livingston won that battle. Up ahead. Selin drops it off. Mouty, shot is blocked. He comes all the way back inside the Italian blue line. Kept in by Canada. Now it's brought out. Selin up ahead. Great defensive play by Maher to get back and knock that away. Livingston, shot from the point. Save made by Allen. Canada clears it to the boards. Richards tripped up as he was going to go in and chase down that loose ball, and it's going to be another penalty to Italy. Looks like it's going to be Livingston. Oh, 58, not 55. Matthew Rosa goes to the penalty box for Italy. Canada now with the man advantage, leading by a pair of goals here in the first period. Face-off, controlled. Italy, send it the length of the floor to start things off. Kill a little bit of time. Canada lining up at the blue line. Just want to get it in across the blue line, then go to work. Great pass up ahead. Backhand, scores! Emery Nielsen, number 20. They line up at that blue line. Everybody's expecting the team to just try and gain the blue line, bring it out. They made the pass split between the defenders. And in all alone, it goes to the backhand, 3-0. Nifty little play by Nielsen. Tough for the defenders on that play. Everybody lines up along the blue line. If the defenders get behind the offensive players, it makes it easy to make that pass up and then gain the zone. If you get up too much even with them, or you gamble and try to intercept the pass, if it gets through, well, that's what happens right there. Florchuk. Ospachuk. Back at the point, comes back to Ospachuk. Sahota is out at center. Ospachuk had it knocked away, but Italy can't clear it. They'll play it back in. Broaders couldn't get a stick on that. Romano knocked down, and another penalty. Non-stop penalties, non-stop whistles here in the first period. It'll be the captain, number 14, Eric Florchuk, goes for tripping. Three to nothing, Canada leads it. Move the face-off outside the blue line. And sensing this game getting away from them a little bit early, and they have an opportunity now in the power play, Italy will call a timeout early in this game. Bit of an unusual time to do it, but coach feels like it's now or never. They're down 3-0. They've got a power play. It's late in the first. Try and take advantage of this. Set things up. Head coach Paolo Mauti giving his instructions to his team, his young under-18 team. 2:41 to go, first period. Canada's put up 3. And whatever they drew up hasn't worked yet, as Canada is able to clear it. An errant pass off the boards. Keogh plays it in. Keogh heads for the front of the goal. Diaz has got it. Now he'll cycle it down low for Keogh, Jack Keogh. Keogh swinging away from 3 Italian defenders. As they lay off, Keogh able to just stick handle around down in behind the goal, kill all kinds of time. And he's going to draw a penalty. And that is going to draw some applause from the Canadian fans and some unhappy Italian players. Diaz down in the middle of it. Canada needs to stay out of this. They're up 3-0. It's the Italians right now showing a little bit of frustration. They had the power play. They called a timeout. They burnt their timeout to try and set up a power play. Instead, Canada came down the floor and Jack Keogh was able to just stick handle around with it and kill all kinds of time. And you could see a bit of frustration there from the Italians. Folks, it's only the first period. The indication is roughing. I'm not sure if there's something a little more to go with it. We haven't been getting the announcements. So we'll try and take a guess at what the penalties are here. The first one is definitely roughing. I've seen 4 fingers go up by the referee there. Two minutes gone up on the board. To Brandon Lucchese of Italy. So I think it's double roughing. So Lucchese picks up, well, it's still only showing 2 minutes. Nicholas Mauty's gone into. But maybe a misconduct to Lucchese as well, so Mauty's going to serve the 2 minutes. Off the end boards. Roki off the boards and out. Wyatt leaves it in the corner for Robinson. Norton Robinson. Over here on the near side, McIsaac. Get it to Wyatt. Tried to play the give and go. They turn it over. Selin to Foti. Foti in over the blue line. Back to Selin. Selin stops up. Drops it back. Long shot by Sheen Carroll. They score! Huge goal for Italy. Shot coming from well outside the blue line. There was traffic in front of Daniel Allin. And Italy gets on the board. Santino Foti got the deflection of that long shot and put it behind Allin. Italy makes it 3-1 with 1:15 to go. Maltby behind the goal. Out at center, Murr. Across, Murr scored one like that in the opening game. One-timer from outside the blue line. That one not on the mark. Under a minute to play now. Murr. Back to Ladyman. Maltby. Nielsen. Tried the backhand pass, cleared away by Italy. It is a Canadian power play. 23 seconds to go in the penalty to Brandon Lucchese. Stopped at the blue line and cleared the length of the floor. Hustling, trying to get to it first was Italy, but Canada comes away. Maher, good rush. Drops it off. Ospachuk scores! Oh, what a shot! Bryce Ospachuk. Ospachuk. Bryce Ospachuk. Just a brilliant shot in that top corner over the blocker of Nicholas Gargano. So Canada get that one back and now lead it 4-1. That coming with just 2 seconds to go in the first period. That late goal restoring the 3-goal lead. Ball is dropped, buzzer goes. Teams trading goals in the last couple of minutes. Canada will come out of the first 15 minutes with a 3-goal lead. They lead it 4-1. Shots on goal at the end of the first period. Canada 10, Italy 6. Take a 5-minute break. We'll be back with period number 2 of these 2018 ISBHF World Junior Championships. We're in St. John's, Canada. No penalties on the board to start this second period. The team scored a late goal each. Canada's particularly late, coming with just 2 seconds left to go. Osipchuk scoring that late one to make it a 4-1 lead for Canada over Italy after the first 15 minutes. First period that seemed to take an awfully long time to play, and after a delayed start as it was, the organizers would like to see the second period go by a little quicker. We'll see what it brings. We're underway. Messina can't get it out. Paglia. Roki kept in. Wyatt couldn't pull the trigger. Canada able to keep it in. Mercer, his shot goes well wide of the goal. Italy to center, no further. Wyatt across, good pass in front. Nielsen, backhand, save this time by Gargano. Same move Nielsen scored on his breakaway power play goal earlier. The first period went to the backhand again. This time Gargano stayed with him. Out in front, rattles around off a couple of legs, goes here into the near corner. Cleared down the floor by Italy. And that'll be a flooring call against Italy. Great chance for Nielsen, first minute of the second period. A great save by Gargano. Butler behind the goal. Canada on it first. Richards in front, whistled wide by Kennett. Pringle behind the goal, off the glass, out at center, knocked down. Kennett. Patricia watching him. Kennett. Over here to Butler. Up along the boards. Richards will bring it in over the blue line. Richards. Across, shot, saved by Gargano. Ball is still loose. Great setup. Richards to Kennett. You see as that play was developing here on the left side, Kennett was just racing as hard as he could to the front of the goal. Got the pass. Great save by Gargano. Keogh won the faceoff. Shot does not get through. Knocked down in front of the goaltender. Ladyman able to keep it onside. Great play. Keogh down low looking for the return pass on the little give and go, and then coming in to get the shot was Maltby. Went over the top of the goal. Now Canada here early in the second. Ladyman. Shot save made by Gargano. Ball still loose in front of the goaltender. Now it's cleared away. On it first was Diaz. And pinching in Caden Marin. The ball goes up into the Canadian players' bench. Great start for Canada here in the second period. 3 or 4 good scoring chances. All the play down to our left. Shot put wide by McIsaac. Again, Canada won the face-off cleanly. One of the reasons they've been able to exert so much pressure. Livingston was taken to the boards and behind the Italian goal, and Canada forechecking furiously right now. McIsaac got himself a bit of room, shoots it towards goal, comes off the end boards. He'll come back to McIsaac. That shot by Mullen went wide. Italy just get a stick on it. Golf it down the floor. Not a power play, but it resembles one here in the early going of this second period. Florchuk dumps it into the far corner. Messina on it first. That hit the referee. Florchuk, and it works down low. Back in front for Florchuk. He had fallen down. Battling with Livingston. Florchuk comes up with it. Florchuk out in front was looking for Osipchuk. You see it, 4 is getting a little bit slippery out there. Florchuk. Canada again will set up. Florchuk into the middle. Broaders down for Florchuk, dancing out in front. Tried to go the other way and put it over the top of the goal. Good idea. He's moving to his left, shot it back to his right. Wyatt took it away. That'll be offside, though, at the Italian blue line. Ian Nielsen able to win the ball for Canada, but then Nielsen was just in ahead of the play. Nielsen clears it in right off the face-off. Shane Carroll is in there. He lost it. The ball comes into the Italian goalkeeper, and Gargano will hold on to it. Battle along the far boards. Canada comes up with it, try and feed it down in front. Still just bouncing around. The loose ball came out, shot came in, but immediately referee blew the whistle. He's called the penalty to Canada. Dawson Mercer slashing. Heads to the penalty box. Italy on power play. Italy down low, trying to get it out in front. Ball goes wide of the goal. And a good job by Lucas Pringle. Get the backhand up high and down the floor. Minute 35 left in the Italian power play. Slap in around the boards. Pringle there first for Canada. They close on him in a hurry, but Pringle's got it again, lifts it up high. This one's not going to get out. In behind the play, whistle is gone, another penalty. This one to Italy. Matteo Pekka. With a minute 20 left to go in the Canadian penalty. We go back to 4-on-4. Maher back at the point. Keeps it in, comes right back to Caden Maher into the middle. tried to get it down low, goes into the corner. On it first is Richards. Working his way up along the near boards. Knocked down, gets right back up. Keel with a shot off a leg. Richards knocks it out of the air, down into the corner. Richards turning, having a look around, gets it back at center. Long shot by Murr. Gargano makes the save as a quick look around. Italy can't get it out. Kept in by Ladyman. Hustling to get it out was Sheen Carroll. Brought back in by Canada though. Murr trying to get it to his forehand. It comes loose and then put wide of the goal. Murr shot. Save made by Gargano. Ball goes over to the far side. On it first is Keel. Keel from a sharp angle hit the outside of the goal. Tries to wrap around. Gargano makes the save. Keel's got it again. Looking for Murr out in front. Italy with a chance to move it. Don't on the first try and don't on the second. Still kept in. Penalty coming up. To Canada. Richards immediately heads to the penalty box. Hooking will be the call. So let's go back 4-on-4 again. 36 seconds left to go in the penalty to Matteo Pecca of Italy. Face off to the right of Daniel Allin, Team Canada goaltender. Canada will take their time and set up here. At center, they'll give it right back to Sahota. Sahota up ahead at the blue line. Battle along the boards right down below us. Fans beginning to make their way in. Big game coming up next, Canada and the United States in the under-20, right after the official opening ceremonies, which will follow the conclusion of this game. Sahota towards goal. That got through to Gargano. It's loose. Gargano is down. And Canada, Brent Brothers, able to roof it over the sprawling Gargano, who was down and out. Brothers with great patience. And that held it. Gargano came sliding out, did what he could do, all he could do. Brothers just able to outweight him and put it right up in the top shelf. 5-1 now for Team Canada. Just about the halfway point of this one, 7:14 to go in the second period. McIsaac clears it down the floor right onto Gargano, mishandled it, and Canada on it quickly. Up along the boards, Italy able to break out. Brendan Selland will clear it in. McIsaac there first for Canada. They close on him in a hurry. Pringle comes up with it. Pringle can't clear it. Good job by Messina to hold it in. McIsaac gets it down the floor. They'll go right to Gargano. He'll play it himself. Fan on it the first time. Malpe holding it. Pass across. Shot. Rang off the goalpost. Cole Wyatt hit that right goalpost dead on. Set up by Malpe. Wyatt again in front. Nielsen coming in there, poked it wide. Not much going right for Italy right now. Wyatt, penalty coming up to Italy. Nielsen puts the shot wide. They'll touch it up. Slashing. Just 2 seconds left to go in the penalty to Team Canada. Damian Richards. So Canada in 2 seconds will go on the power play. Already leading by 4. And it could be worse. I It's worse for the Italians, better for the Canadians, depending on which side of the ledger you're on. Ladyman fakes it. Shot wide, easy save that time for Gargano, and the ball goes out of play into the mesh to his right. Face-off will stay right there. 13 seconds gone in the Italian penalty. Francesco Rocchi couldn't get it out. Canada will settle it down. Just outside the blue line. Ladyman doesn't shoot it. Now he does, but that went off a leg right over to Wyatt. Back to Ladyman. Wyatt, hard shot, scores! May have been deflected in front. Tough to tell from here. What a blast by Cole Wyatt. There was a stick of one of the Canadian players. Nielsen was in front. You usually tell by who goes to the bench first to celebrate, and it is Cole Wyatt. It usually indicates that he is the goal scorer. Nielsen did not deflect it. What a shot. And Gargano is coming out. After giving up 6 goals, Nicholas Gargano comes out of the game to be replaced by Marcus Rocchi. Rocchi gets his equipment settled away back in the goal. There's a little chat with the goalposts. And we are set to go. 6-1 Canada. Sahota. Broaders. 5-on-5, they score. Osipchuk. And it is getting out of hand. It's getting late early. 7-1. Still 5 minutes to go in the second period. Two goals in just a matter of a few seconds for Team Canada. Wyatt, then Osipchuk. 6, then 7, very quickly. Quite sure what the reason for the delay is here. Well, whatever it was, it's been resolved. Vorchuk. Mercer. Up ahead, they gain the zone. Mercer's got it again. Mercer out at center. Between the feet, back pass. Back to Mercer, one-time shot over the top of the goal. Broaders is on it. Back to Sahota. Sahota over to Mercer. In for Broaders. Osipchuk. Again, this is 5-on-5. Sahota to Mercer. Mercer holding. Shoots. Again, wide of the goal. Osipchuk, his shot. That goes over the top of the goal as well. somewhat reminiscent of the game we had earlier today in the U20. Czech Republic and United States, or sorry, Slovakia and the United States. No, it was Czech Republic and the United States. Czech Republic controlled it for long periods of time. Penalty coming up to Italy as one of the Italian players knocked the stick out of the hands of the Canadian. Sahota gained the zone. Mercer back to Sahota. It's onside. Osipchuk having a look. All kinds of time. Get the feeling Canada could hold it for the next 2 minutes. 3 minutes to go in the period. Osipchuk doesn't shoot. Pass off the stick of Broders. Whistle has gone. Referee out at the blue line, signaling a penalty. Interference. Finally get it settled as to who it's on. It's on Adam Marini. Canada now is on the power play. Pringle. Over to Butler. Back to Pringle. He'll shoot it from well out. Save is made. Richards fed it in front and missing on the open net with Jaden Kennett. Couldn't get his stick on it. Beautiful setup. Pringle's got it. 2.5 to play here in the second. It's been all Canada as of late. Pringle doesn't shoot. Richards able to walk right in. Doesn't shoot. Into the slot. Shot by Kennett off a stick and up and out of play. 2:15 to go in the second. Minute 22 left to go in the Canadian power play. They lead it 7-1. We're at 4-1 after 15 minutes. Have added 3 goals here in the second. 2 of them in very quick fashion. Pringle. Butler. Down for Richards. Richards holding it. Pringle. To Butler. To Richards. Shot. Save was made. Whistle went. Richards put it in the back of the goal, and of course the Italian players don't like that. Well after the whistle. Roki made the save. The rebound was there. We got a bit of a quick whistle, but that's okay. As I mentioned earlier, that kind of thing happens all the time. Face off to the right of Marcus Roki. Canada control. McIsaac back here at the left point. Diaz drops back. Moland back to McIsaac. To Moland. Doesn't shoot. Into the middle. Just beyond the reach of Keogh. .27 seconds to go in the power play. Moland swings it over to the far side. Canada controls. As Keogh got it back to McIsaac. Moland. Good anticipation there by the Italians to come up with it. Clear it down the floor. Moland hustling back against Patricia. Patricia working along the boards. Players get their sticks up on each other. The referee's going to blow the whistle. Santino Foti, or Foti rather, got involved with Canadian player. Foti was off earlier, off the Italian bench down at the end, and seemed quite upset about something. Carries on. He and Malty got tangled up. They're both going to go for roughing. So those penalties will be offsetting. We're down to 48 seconds to go in the second period. Canada leading it 7-1. They're changing it up. They were going 5-a-side. Thing was offsetting, but it's going to be 4-on-4. Play down in the corner to our right. Canada comes away. Nielsen's got Wyatt with him. Here's Wyatt taking the pass. Wyatt to the backhand, tried to feed it back out in front. Pass just a little off the mark. Nielsen back to Ladyman. Wyatt. Make him score from over here earlier. Tipped in front. It's loose. They bang away at it. And it comes out loose and goes just wide of the goal. Roki was on his back, bent over. Blocker save made. Cole Wyatt has gone down to our left, number 88 for Canada. Trainer out quickly to check on Cole Wyatt. I believe that's Brody St. Jacques, the therapist for Team Canada. Out very quickly to check on Wyatt. Get a little break. Still just in the second period, 5.1 seconds left to go. It's been all Canada here in the second. Up next, we have the official opening ceremonies. The schedule will be fairly brief. A few people to say a few words. I think a chance to thank some of the folks who made these championships possible. And introduce all the teams. And then we'll get to our final game of the evening, Canada versus the United States. Expecting a big crowd on hand for that one. The Glacier continues to fill up. Wyatt's up on his feet, gets a hand from the crowd. And he will go right to the Team Canada dressing room. A 5-minute penalty has gone up on the board against Anthony Romano. Didn't see just what the call was, but it's a 5-minute major against Romano, whatever he did to Wyatt down in the corner. This is leading to a bit of a lengthy delay with 2 players in the penalty box for Italy, 1 for Team Canada. Foti and Maltby still serving their roughing penalties. They've got 1:17 each left to go, and with the major penalty, Anthony Romano will make his exit from the game. And you see him just heading off. And there you see the time remaining, just 5.1 seconds. Barring any goal, Canada will start the third period with a lengthy man advantage. And the buzzer does go. So Canada adding 3 more goals in the second period. Lead at 7-1. Shots on goal, 28-6. In favor of Team Canada, of course. We'll be back with the third period of this game in just a few moments. You're watching the 2018 ISBHF World Junior Ball Hockey Championships from St. John's in Canada. Back in a few. 7-1, Team Canada leading Italy after 30 minutes of play. We've got one period left to go in this one. The 5-minute major to Anthony Romano of Italy towards the end of that second period was 5 minutes for slashing. As he gave a slash to the Canadian player Cole Wyatt down in the corner to our left. Wyatt required some assistance. Went to the dressing room. I didn't get a chance to notice if he came back on the floor with his teammates to start this third period. So Canada will have a lengthy power play to start this third. Still 4 minutes 55 seconds left to go in that 5-minute penalty to Romano. Foti and Maltby still serving their coincidental roughing penalties. Minute 12 left to go in those. So this power play will be 4-on-3. They were playing 4-on-4 prior to the Romano penalty. So it'll be 4-on-3 for Team Canada. Moland dumps it in. Gives chase down in the corner. Selin was on him, and Selin gets it out, but only as far as center, where McIsaac has it for Canada. It'll set up all kinds of room out there. Only 7 players. Richards down low. They'll try and jam it home. Mitchell was stopped. Richards back to Moland. Doesn't shoot. Gives it to Richards. Back to Moland. McIsaac, Richards, fed it in front. Looking for the deflection was Mitchell. It goes over the top of the goal and out. Both teams changing up. 4:09 left to go in the major penalty. Faceoff was won by Casey. Only as far as center, kept in by Pringle. Lucas Pringle, Jack Keogh. Back to Pringle, Keogh. Keogh tried to pass in front, fanned on it. Goes and gets it himself. Now the 2 penalized players, Maltby and Foti, are back on the floor. So it's a 5-on-4 power play now. Kessie down for Foti. Foti trying to work his way out of the corner, has it taken away. Up ahead. Maltby. Players get sticks up again a little bit. Maltby back at the point. Butler with a hard shot that went off the outside of the post. Up in the air, but stayed in play. Canada still on it. Kennett. Maltby. Back to Pringle. Over the far side. Broaders. To Pringle, down to Broaders. Keogh is in the high slot. Keogh's got it, his shot over the top of the goal. Actually 71 Butler, not 17 Broaders. Over the far side, but referee spots something down in front of the Italian goal. It's going to send both players again. Team started getting a little chippy towards the end of the second period. They want to clamp down on things here in the third. Kennett and Lucchesi. Kennett for Canada, Lucchesi for Italy. Will both go. Still 2:39 left to go in the power play for Canada. Remains 5-on-4. Need to get the penalties right up on the board. Looks right. Not sure what the 2:39 left to go to Romano. 2 minutes each, Lucchesi and Kennett. Just taking those two off the board. Okay, they're taking them off because they are offsetting. They don't show those, they just show the one penalty up there, that to Romano. Housekeeping. Administrative. Moland. In over the blue line. They do gain the zone. Florchuk back to Moland. Over on the far side, McIsaac. Back to Moland. Florchuk quickly swings it over to McIsaac. McIsaac knocked off his stick. Moland hustling over, can't hold it in. He's got to retreat. Gives it up to McIsaac. Quickly here on the near side, Florchuk. Has it off the boards to himself, trying to cut in front. And Italy sniffed out that play, cleared it down the floor. Minute 50 to go in the power play. That attack by Canada thwarted at the blue line, sent back down the floor. Dump it in, but Italy on it first, and Moland, yes, able to knock it down. Keep it onside. Sipchuk, Florchuk. Whistle's gone. Face-off will be just outside the Italian blue line. 1:24 still to go in the Canadian power play. They seem content to just kind of pass it around and take the occasional shot. Certainly no urgency to the Canadian power play. 3.5 minutes gone here in the third. Knocked down. Good play at center by Butler. Can't knock it down a second time, though. Allen passes it up ahead. Pringle. At the blue line. Cleared away. Christian Geneva. With the defensive play for Italy a moment ago. Geneva battling along the boards again. Butler comes up with it. In for Keogh. He lost it. Butler brings it in. Now they've got the zone. Butler along the boards. Knocked down by DiNardo. Canada comes up with it. Back to Butler. 27 seconds to go in the power play. Butler. Pringle doesn't shoot. Keogh thinking about it. Plays it down low. Roki's got it. Marcus Roki, who came in to replace Nicholas Gargano in the second period. Still 15 seconds to go in this long power play. 14 Canada. Pringle being forced, but gets it back in. Keogh, Butler, Keogh had his stick tied up on a good play. Patricia is away. 1-on-2. Knocked off his stick by Pringle. Finally, the penalty is over to Italy. All the penalties off the scoreboard. And we are 5-on-5. Livingston knocked away from him by Maltby. Maltby had Diaz out in front. Maltby playing stick handling the phone booth, as they say. Keogh with a backhand, that goes wide. Really quick stick on Maltby. He's said a number of times in this game. Diaz got a stick in there, just knocked it towards goal. Roki with the save. .928. We have really been kind of playing out the string in this one since late in the second period. Those 2 goals by Canada, just a few seconds apart. They broke this wide open. Probably wasn't in doubt before at 5-1, but when a few seconds later it goes to 7-1. Pretty much does. Here's Paglia. Shot well wide of the goal. Nielsen. Paglia working hard. Doesn't have a lot of shifts. Fresh legs. Get out there and work hard. There he goes. Shot wide of the goal. Paglia got it to Marini. Marini had the scoring chance. Now looks for a loose ball at the side of the goal. A couple of guys out there who haven't had a lot of shifts and they're good to go. Face-off will be there to the right of the Canadian goaltender, Daniel All-In. Hasn't been very busy. Shots on goal, 31-7. Canada pushing in again. Mitchell missed the one-timer. Fed it out in front. Diving for it was Kennett. Roki's got it. Holds on. Get another whistle. I'm slowly ticking away to the end of this one. 8:43 remaining. One more game to go this evening. Canada, USA in the under-20. Right after the official opening ceremonies, which will happen at the conclusion of this game. Kennett working hard. Down low, Richards. Richards behind the goal. Gets away from Livingston. Richards back at the blue line. Kennett fanned on it. Richards with it again. Nifty little move. Breaks in. Tries to get it out in front. Poked wide of the goal. Kennett putting it towards goal. Battling for it there. Italy coming up with it. Ladyman tried to play it in. Went into the Italian bench. Going to bring the face-off outside the blue line. Rosa. Got it to Geneva. They don't get it out. Canada coming right back in. Maltby almost got free. Out in front. Diaz trying to knock it down. Canada controls it back at center. McIsaac. Off a stick and into the netting. High up in behind the Italian goal. Bring the face-off outside the blue line. Roki back into the corner to pick it up. Down for Rosa. Up ahead, kept in by Mullen. Shot right on goal. Roki saw it at the last second, then covered up. Another whistle, 7:18, time remaining. Five more games on our webcast schedule tomorrow, starting at 10 o'clock Newfoundland time tomorrow morning. First game will be between Canada and the United States. The under 18. Canada and the U.S. finish off today, and the under 20 they'll start tomorrow in the under 18. All the way down the floor. Flooring against Italy. Another whistle, come back down to our right. Gonna redo the face-off. Why not? Osipchuk. Broaders is out in front. Osipchuk. Back. Pringle. Broaders. Osipchuk. Off the inboards. Broaders, or Osipchuk has it again. Now it's Broaders in front, scores as he was left all alone. And takes a little whack from the Italian player right after that goal was scored. Caught that one. Stefan Cancino, who hasn't played much after Broaders scored, gave Broaders a pretty good whack on the backside with his stick. Broaders turned and looked at him, but that's all. The referee stepped in there quickly. 8-1. And another whistle. Italy clears it in. Holland decides to cover it up. Reminded of that episode of The Simpsons. The clock was counting down towards summer vacation in the classroom. As it got within a couple of seconds of 12 o'clock, it just kind of started to move forward and then went back again, all the students anticipating the end of the year. And I feel every time I look at the time clock here in the last few minutes, it's like it hasn't moved. But it has. Delayed offside call against Canada, or signal against Canada. They've cleared the zone. Livingston. That came out in front. Almost a gift for Canada. Richards was there. Just a simple pass. What looked to be a turn, play it off the boards to your defense partner, and it hit something, came right out in front. Richards for Canada. Richards along the far boards, plays it back. McIsaac. That was picked off by Romeo. McIsaac's got to go all the way back into his own end, plays it over to Moland. Moland gave it away, playing it up the middle. It's a no-no. Get away with it in a game like this. Wouldn't want to do it in a close one. Kennett into the middle. Mitchell shot, save, rebound. Canada's on it. Shot again, doesn't get through. Just bounces around in front of Marcus Roque. There'll be a flooring call against Italy. 4:58 time remaining. Mercer takes a shot, swings wide. Mercer working against Roki, takes it around behind the goal. Comes loose. Nielsen with a shot, closing the pads is Roki. Opening ceremonies originally scheduled for 8:45. Just logging on now to catch that in the next game. We are delayed here because of a situation where the lights went out in the game previous to this one towards the end of the second period, and it caused about a 15-20 minute delay. That's about what we are behind right now. Shot saved made by Roki. Nielsen is there, and getting a stick in the way of that was Messina. .4:16 to go. Another face-off down to the left of Roki. Diaz holding it. Back out at center. Ladyman. Marr. Long shot right on goal. It was loose there. Maltby had a crack at it. Roki covers it up. With a few words from Maltby, but you can see the ball was loose. They're right to go for it if it's loose. If the goaltender has it covered, then no. Caden Marr. Diaz. Diaz down the left side. Ball bouncing around. Italy come up with it. Italy dump it in wide of the goal. Marr back there, and players out in front. Elbow to the back of the head by the Italian player on Keogh. That's Brandon Lucchese. And he's going to be gone from the game. Racing up the floor with Keogh, and from behind he just gave Keogh a little forearm shiver to the back of the head, so he's gone. The penalty will be served by Nicholas Mauti. Well, that comes with 3:36 left to go in the third. 8-1, Canada leading it. Roki couldn't get it out, kept in by Canada. Canada in front, tip just wide. Beautiful pass. Mitchell couldn't finish it. Tipped it past the goaltender, and it came out the other side, wide of the goal. Mitchell on it again. Mitchell trying to feed it in front, but Nobody there. The Canadian player had gone down into the corner expecting a pass down that way. There's nobody in the middle of the floor. Kennett. Selin caught up to him. Ball was touched by a high stick. Blown down, 1:16 to go in the power play. 2:52 to go in the game. Right from the face-off, Italy cleared down the floor right to Daniel Allin. He'll keep the play moving, gets it up to Moland. Moland will just chip it in. Roki missed it. Tried to scoop it up, then tried to swipe it away with the stick. Missed it both times and it went in behind him. And players again. And caught up in some pushing and shoving and stick work. Maltby for Canada. And Jonathan Paglia for Italy. They'll both go. Referee's trying to shut things down quickly when the players come together. He has gotten a little bit chippy at times. Still a power play for Canada, 5-on-4. A penalty to Lucchesi, still up on the board. Okay, here we go. Ball is dropped, Moland's got it. McIsaac back to Moland. McIsaac, one-timer, wide of the goal. Bjorn Robinson. Back to Moland. Robinson. Adam Moland. Robinson. One-time shot by Keel. Hit Marini. Kept in by McIsaac. To Moland. 5 seconds to go in the man advantage. That'll do it. Penalties over. Back to even strength. It's tipped just wide. Diaz is on it. Keel down to Diaz. Diaz. Working in front. Diaz gets the shot away. Save made by Roki. Italians can't get it out. And along the boards. Robinson battling for it. Moland pokes it free. Close quarters right down below us. Cleared in. Diaz with it. Marco Diaz. Poked away. Pekka. And Moland. Pekka goes down against the pressure of Moland. And can come away. Under a minute to go, 42 seconds left. And more high sticks get up. Pekka going at McIsaac. 3 or 4 shots. And Pekka not happy. McIsaac just trying to hold him off with one hand and walking away. Fody wants at somebody. He's had a burn his saddle all game. And now the two players will pick up misconducts. for continuing to yap at each other when the officials had told them to knock it off, essentially. So Foti makes his way to the Italian dressing room, unhappily. Not sure which Canadian player he was engaged in conversation with. The referee indicates misconducts to both, unsportsmanlike. All right, set to go. 35 seconds left. Livingston tearing the near side. Turned it over. Mitchell, slap shot off the shoulder of Roki. Genova for Italy. Pinching in Pringle. 10 seconds to go. Cleared away by Italy. 4 seconds to go. And that will bring an end to this one. Big victory by Canada, 8-1 over Italy. 4-1 after one, 7-1 after two, and they add one more here in the third. Stay for the player of the game presentations. And then we'll take a break. We will have coverage of the official opening ceremonies for you. Then we'll get to that big game everybody's been anticipating, Canada and the United States. The United States needs to try and bounce back after a tough loss to Czech Republic earlier. They were never in that game. Czech Republic handled them easily. For Canada in the under-20s, this will be their first taste of competition. So teams will have a better idea where they fit in the pecking order. As I say, the Czech Republic looked very good this morning. We haven't seen them play Canada, haven't seen them play Slovakia. Things will work their way out as this tournament moves along. Still waiting for the player of the game announcements. Number 29, Stefan Kansian. Brent Broders, player of the game for Team Canada. He gets a big hand. He's from the province of Newfoundland and Labrador, where these games are being played. Now, Canadian national anthem. Very convincing win for Canada, 8-1 over Italy. They will play again tomorrow morning. They'll start things off tomorrow morning. Will Team Canada against the United States, the under 18. That should be a good one. Up next, we've got Canada and the United States in the under 20s. But before we get to that, we've got the opening ceremonies of these 2018 ISBHF World Junior Championships from St. John's. Stay with us. That's coming up in just a moment.